my current projects is a log cabin gift for one of my grandchildren. I want to include bed covers, pillows, curtains, rugs, some accessories that would go with a pioneer family that lives in the woods and goes hunting, and a family of dolls. So I decided to make my own dolls. I want these dolls to be unbreakable, posable, so that a child can play with. They are made with pipe cleaners and a wooden bead for the head. They can lay down or sit in a chair. They can work for any style dollhouse you're working with. You can make them different sizes, from adults to children. I should make a baby too. Haven't done that yet. I will also sew clothes for them that fits the type of house that they live in. I used 1-inch wooden beads that has a big opening on one end. Using my small hand drill, I drilled 2 holes in the opposite end. I'm not sure the exact gauge of the drill bit, but I can tell you this, that it's the same size as a toothpick, which was big enough for the pipe cleaner to easily fit through the hole. When making an adult doll, I start with 2 pipe cleaners that are bent in half. I hook them together at the V intersection. The torso can be 1 3/4 inch up to 2 inches, depending on if you're making a male or female. Males are typically taller than females, so I like to make the females a little bit shorter. I fold the rest of the length to make an arm. You want the arms to reach down to the hips, or at least the hands should reach to the hips. The last bend will form the hand. Try to make both arms the same length, so it's a good idea to work them both at the same time. Twist the 2 ends to form the wrist. The excess becomes part of the arm. The legs can be 2.5 to 3 inches in length, depending on how tall you want your doll to be. The bended back part will form the foot. The excess will be blended into the lower leg portion. Try not to allow it to extend above where the knee may fall, so you don't have any odd little bumps at the knees when posing for a sitting position. If you have extra length, bend it back down towards the lower leg. The foot will be about 3/4 inch for a male and a little less for a female. The total height of the male can be 6 inches tall, including the 1-inch head. Make the female 5.5 inch or shorter. Twist to make a short neck before attaching the head. The 2 extra ends will help shape the shoulders and the chest area. You can even wrap a bit around the upper arms to create a shoulder or form a breast for a female body shape. Sometimes I use a needle nose pliers to flatten out the wire so it doesn't have any sharp points sticking out by squeezing the end of the pipe cleaner to the center of the pipe cleaner. That way it doesn't stick out. I add a 4th pipe cleaner to add some stability to the lower torso, which may include the buttocks, not really buttocks, but the seat where the figure will sit down. We finish the body parts by wrapping them with yarn. You can add as much bulk as you desire to specific parts of the body by going over that area more than once. Remember, when you add clothes, that is also going to add bulk, so don't make the limbs too thick. When I do the second arm, I do not wrap it as closely. You can see gaps in the wrap so that when I come back up the arm, I can fill in those gaps. The whole body will be wrapped with a single strip of yarn. I went back up to add more bulk to the chest area. When I go down the first leg, I again separate my turns because I know I have to come back up the leg before doing the last leg. I do not wrap the foot because I plan to make non-removable boots or shoes made with felt and glued in place. Yeah, I know, that means they go to bed with their boots on. So what? I work more carefully as I go back up the leg and add extra bulk to the upper leg. I work the last leg similar as I did the first leg because I want to finish my yarn in the middle around his torso, his lower torso. Using a small crochet hook, or you could just use a needle with a large hole in it to tie a knot in the yarn by looping it under a thread and pulling the end through. Then I use tacky glue to coat the end of the yarn and then glue it to the body. For making a child, I use just 2 pipe cleaners. The one that holds the head will also form the arms. The second pipe cleaner will form the torso, legs, and feet. I'm not going to show the wrapping of the child body because the process is not any different. So now you can make adult males or females or children dolls for doll houses as you wish. This is how I found the dolls this morning. The cats were playing with them. Yeah, see, she's got to be in the middle of it and check it all out and knock them over. See, isn't that a cool thing? They can sit down on the floor, they can sit down on a chair, they can lie down in various positions. That's the cool thing about these dolls. Posable and unbreakable. All right, I'm sewing clothes for a lady, the mama, that's going to live in the house that I made. And I made her undergarments. She's wearing a pair of bloomers and just a cameo top. And I want it to be old-fashioned and very modest. And her clothes are permanently affixed, so they cannot come off. That's the nice thing about using yarn, is you can sew right into it. So there's no way that these clothes can come off. Now, the dress that I'm sewing that will go with her will be able to come off. Well, here she is. And we have like a prairie lady. Now I need to make her some shoes, and I'll do that out of felt. And I need to add hair. Now you can leave the face blank, but I'm an artist, so I'm going to paint the face. You could do the face as simple, with just a few little lines drawn with a fine point marker, or you could leave it blank. But I'm going to give her hair and give her a face and shoes. And since she's wearing a long dress, I'm not going to cover up her legs. But I had thought that for dolls that I want their legs to show, I may cover the legs with some fine material. I was thinking, I wonder how pantyhose, actual pantyhose, that I could put on. It might be a little tricky sewing it to get it nice and tight, but that might actually look good. Or if it's like a Victorian lady, I'd maybe give her black socks. So I don't know, I'll play with this. This is my first DollHouse doll that I created, and I've got several more to do. So I'll probably do another video later on making outfits for DollHouse dolls. And these dolls are designed specifically to be posable, so they can be played with. That's why I wanted to have a wire inside of them, and I didn't want to have a porcelain face or hands because I don't want it to be breakable. And the head won't come off because it's very secured. No parts will come off. She's all one solid body. So I think it's a DollHouse doll that a child can play with, and that was my goal. So I hope you enjoyed this project, and I hope you give it a try. It's really quite fun. Be sure to subscribe to my channel to get future updates. You can find all of my DollHouse creations on my playlist called DollHouse Creations. Right now I'm working on a log cabin, and this little mother is going to live in the log cabin. That's another future video coming up.